I have a big problem. I mean, this grinds my gears when men refer to women as their wives and they have not made her a wife. Synonymous with holding a woman to a wifely standard, but you are not her husband. I don't know why y'all do that. I personally don't think that men should have opinions on what women wear. That's just me. Like, you're not my father, you're my boyfriend. You're not my father, you're my husband. That's just me, right? But I do understand certain religions and certain values and certain standards.
Okay. So I'm not saying that all men. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to be confused into thinking that I'm suggesting that all men know what they're doing. I'm not saying that all men have good leadership skills or even know where they're going. I'm not saying all men. What I am saying, though, specifically, is that when you come across, like you said, headstrong women who may have some degree of a foundation established or not, right. Men who are taught to do the right thing do not recognize women as the rock in the foundation. They are. Okay, that's right. All I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's right.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm a very headstrong woman, and I've been headstrong since the day I was born. Even my father couldn't. Even my father couldn't get to me. Nobody, no man can get to me.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying? And I understand what that means because now here's the question: what if it's a headstrong woman?
Then you go back to what I said yesterday.
You just said the problem.
In other words,
I have to stop. Men who are raised don't think that women are.
Let me say this. I have to put this on record. I run my family. I'm just going to come out and say that shit. I run my shit. I run my family. I run my family. My husband is the extension of running the family, but I run my family.
Okay.
When it comes to decisions, I have the last say so.
Okay, Don. So you asked me yesterday. What happened?
I have the first say so.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. You asked me yesterday. What does a man do when he comes across that woman? And I told you, he stops his pursuit and he has to pursue someone else.
No, that nigga falls in line.
Pardon me?
Like a grown-ass man who sees the benefit of the situation falls in line. He assumes his position. He becomes the king of the fucking household. Men do not become
kings in other people's castles. They build their own.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You serious?
Okay.
So you're saying queens? Hold on. So you're totally neglecting the entire aspect of the fact that the king's position in most matriarchal society is given to him because of the fucking queen?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Stop the cap.
Some of our women are really fucked up, and they don't even see it. So Iami Loho's video came into my feed about her covering the topic of Darius and this Keke Palmer shit, right? And one of the things that I realized, even between like myself, Chrissy, and many of the other women, which is like, it's just like an odd thing, right? Because I'm one of the few men on YouTube that has consistently and always been about, black men prioritizing money and resources and positioning and everything else, right? And women will come off and they'll say the same thing, right? They don't champion me because I criticize them in other areas, but I'm saying we're essentially saying the same thing. And I understand that there's idiots out there that, they want, patriarchal privileges without taking on the responsibility, this, that, and the third. But a lot of black women are out here trying to push the idea of responsibility devoid of leadership. Even as a single mother, if you're trying to teach your son, to be responsible, it's impossible because even if he's learning from you, you're in control. So the responsibilities that you're taking on as it applies to your son, he's still seeing you as a person in a position of control. He's got to listen to your rules and all this shit that you want him to do, all the expectations, all that stuff. So this notion that somehow black women can or should be able to extract resources and responsibility from black men without black men being in control. It doesn't even apply when the women are operating and functioning on how they do things when they take on the responsibility of them damn selves. All right? But I was listening to Ayami Loho, and she brought up the point about, and all the women are bringing this point up. You know what I mean? That because he used the term wife, but he's not married to Keke Palmer. And I agree. I'm like, why are you bringing up wife now? I'm like, oh yeah, she's the mother of your kid and everything else like that. But nigga, if it was that serious, you should have married the chick, right? I don't like hypocrite. You know, I can't stand Christianity. You know, I don't like no hippo Christ. You know, I think the 99.999% of the black community is full of shit when it comes to all this white Jesus talk and Christianity and morality and all that other bullshit with all the kids out of wedlock we got, right? With all the murders and homicides that we got, right? Niggas up there talking about bodying another nigga on the album and then got the prayer herons and the Jesus piece on the cover of the album. I think black people are full of shit when it comes to Christianity. You know, and you know, if that's any indication of how we operate on everything else, then, I mean, you know, obviously black people are just full of shit on damn near everything. That's just how I feel about the shit. Literally, that's just how I feel about it, right? But so I'm in agreement with the women, you know, all the women, all different platforms, Samantha Cooker, all these other women about, nah, nigga, if you want to say, if you want the word wifey to have an impact, then she needs to be your wife. You know, and I forget who said it, but I agree with the woman who said, it was Six the Goddess. She said, yeah, because, you know, my baby mama, that shit don't hit the same. I'm like, nope, sure doesn't. Sure doesn't. I'm like, Darius, they got you, right? But here's the part that kind of like jumped out at me at Ayami Loho's video, right? So she goes on talking about Darius and, you know, he wants, you know, husband privileges, you know, I'm paraphrasing, husband privileges without putting a ring on it and all this other shit, right? And, you know, I'm like Amazing Lucas on this. You know, I'm like, you know, again, if you go out and get with the wrong person, putting a ring on it is not going to change their behavior. But for the purposes of being able to claim, right, legitimacy, right, you need to put a ring on it. But then when I get to the end of Ayami Loho's video, she says right in there, you know, you're not my daddy. You can't tell me, you know, what to wear. Basically, I'm going to wear whatever the fuck I want to wear, which, again, already kind of highlights to me like Ayami Loho is in a role reverse matriarchal relationship. Because I'm like, if I even, like, she had her red flag of the dude that was like, I don't care who your fans are when she went on a date. And I'm like, if I hear a woman talking like Ayami Loho, like, bitch, we ain't getting married. Like, that's not going to happen because that's a red flag to me. You know what I mean? And so, you know, this whole, like, when men talk about what they do and don't want a woman to wear, you know what I mean? If we don't give a fuck about what color. My favorite color is blue, bitch. You need to be wearing blue. Why are you wearing red? Like, that's not what when it comes down to what a woman wears. No, when you become a wife, no, Ayami Loho, you cannot be out here having your titties out and everything. In other words, bitch, don't come around me wearing some shit that you wouldn't wear around your Nigerian family at a fucking wedding. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these like pseudo akata, you know, Nigerians get on my fucking nerves, right? They're like these Africans that grow up in the West and they're African American, right? And in one breath they kind of shit on African Americans. Oh, we different. We on some other shit, right? But then at the same time, right? They embrace the rebelliousness, right? They embrace the I want to do whatever the fuck I want to do mentality. I got the hairs on the back of my neck go up when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, oh, you Nigerian, but yeah. Running around and tell a Nigerian that shit. We already know that's not gonna fly with Nigerian culture, right? And Nigerian men, PhDs out the ass, very educated, right? They come here, they killing it and all this other stuff. And yet you got Ayami Loho, a Nigerian woman, talking about he can't tell me what to wear because he ain't my daddy. You see what I'm saying? Like there's A lot of these women that come online and they talk this, traditionalism, and the man needs to put a ring on it and got to be in the proper position, they still got that rebellious, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do anyway while I get the benefits of the validation of you marrying me and everything else. So it's like the men still don't fully get, this wife situation, even if they put a fucking ring on it. And I'm saying this is coming out of Iami Loho's own mouth. I'll put the link in the description box. That's very suspicious. It's very suspicious to me. When a woman has to state, that's some Don Nicoleon type of shit. I had a first say so and the last say so. Even my father couldn't control me. Going back to the Cat Fu series. That's very suspicious. That you have to announce to the world, well, it's just me, but no man can tell me what to wear other than my father. I'm like, yeah, see, in other words, she's doing the exact same thing that she's accusing Darius of. Now, I don't know what Iami Loho's financial situation is. She probably, making good money from YouTube, and, she might even be the breadwinner. Who knows? I don't know what the situation is. A lot of people be lying and hiding shit and saying they got relationships that don't even exist online just because they, they're getting older and they don't want to get attacked. You know what I mean? But, I'm just saying, like, just looking at it, again, I'm all for getting on the men's ass about, like, the shit that we got to do. But the women will sit there and we'll be saying the same thing. They're in 100% agreement with what I'm saying, right? They co-signing all that shit, right? But they always fuck it up with always having to state what they not going to do. What they not going to do. They always got to state that. I'm sitting there, I'm saying, yeah, no, the man needs to be patriarchal and he needs to take on the full load of responsibility, da-da-da-da-da. I'm on no holds bar type of shit. Right? But when it comes to the women, they either throw up, some ridiculous objective, right? You need to win a race war and enslave white people for the next 400 years before we even begin to respect you, or some shit like that. Or, there's always some sort of disclaimer about how they're going to be a 87% wife. I'm 87% wifey material. Like, what, 87% white? What happened to the other 13%? What do you mean 87% wifey material? What like these areas, what I wear and what I walk outside, that's a non-negotiable. And I'm saying, if the dude agrees to that, that's on him. Like, if you agree to that, that's how you want to get down. You know what I mean? That's on you. Okay? That's on you. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see where these, even as much complaining as black women do, I don't see where these, like, really truly traditional African American women are. Or women black women who grew up in the West, since Iami Loho is Nigerian. This whole westernized black female culture. Like, y'all always trying to throw disclaimers on some shit. You want dudes to be 100% patriarchal, and they gotta take on 100%, and you should have the option of being a stay-at-home wife and not lifting a finger. None of that shit. But then when it comes to, and it's always, like, it varies depending on the woman. You know what I mean? Like there's always some disclaimer in there where, like, cooking is oppression, cleaning the house is oppression, you know what I mean? Telling a woman what to wear is oppression. I'm like, well, damn, bitch, what the fuck do you do? What do we get out of this? Sucking dick is oppression. Like, what do we get? What do we get? You get to look at me. I'm like, oh my God. Like the shit that y'all be selling is garbage. It's garbage. Y'all want dudes to come 100%, but y'all ain't even coming. I don't even hear women coming 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes will be talking their shit and they'll be dead wrong, right? They'll just be dead wrong, trying to get something for nothing. We could easily dismiss those guys. But what I don't hear coming from the men is I don't hear these sort of disclaimers. I don't hear these sort of, chick, I'm only coming with, 92% patriarchy, you know what I mean? If some shit goes down and you get attacked or something like that, don't expect me to protect you. That's not what I do. I do everything else. You know what I mean? I cut the grass, I'll take out the trash, but nah, that protection shit, that's on you, chick. You know what I mean? So don't be coming over here criticizing me about not protecting you. That's I don't do that part. But the other parts, yeah, you get all that. I'll pay for dinner. I take out the trash. I clean the yard up. You know what I mean? Lay down some mulch, right? But protecting you, oh hell no, I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Only my mother is deserving of protection. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if dudes came out and said some shit like that. Y'all would be sitting there going, what the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell? But it's always, and again, maybe it's just these women. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just like all these, which like signifies like what black men have been saying about black women, because it's like if the women that are online are a reflection of the women that are out here, and y'all speaking for so many women, and y'all getting all these likes and thumbs ups, and you go girl sis and all this other shit, like that means that all these women out here agree. They agree with the shit. They agree with this. I'm only coming with 87% of the of femininity and womanhood and wifey material and all other shit. I'm only coming with 87%. And again, remember, the dating market is not in a vacuum, anymore. So, that's where y'all really start looking crazy, when brothers start comparing and contrasting against other groups. And they're like, wait a minute, this chick is giving 100%. Like I said, the brother that, is married to a white woman, and, I'm over there in their house and shit like that, man, I swear to God, man, before I was on my last sip, I was trying to be, I was at the bottom of the beer, the nasty part of the fucking beer, man. I was at the bottom of that bitch, and I was about to take that swig. All of a sudden, you want another beer? She came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, fucking hors d'oeuvres, fucking crackers. I didn't even have to get up. I was actually having a conversation with somebody else. I said, oh, look at this shit, and that shit has happened so many times, because honestly, I cringe in my soul when brothers are with, white women, man, because I'm like, it just reinforces stereotypes. I can hear the black women in the background in my mind, just because I'm SWP and I'm online all the time, right? I can hear, all them being like, aha, and I knew you wanted a white woman. I can hear the nagging and the bitching, and I'm just like, damn, brother, why you gotta reinforce this shit, right? But every time these brothers are with these white women, you know what I mean? I mean, they're always bending over backwards. And I only know like one brother is like married to a Latina, like on a personal level. You know what I mean? Same shit. Cooking up a storm. Oh, are you comfortable? Do you need anything? Da-da-da. I mean, they are trying to be the best host ever. Make you want a Latina. Make you want whatever the fuck she is. You're like, nigga, this is what they do on the regular, and the fucked up part is the fucked up part is, when I hear sisters, like, they're always like, I don't hear that coming from other races of women, like I don't hear that. Like, Ayemi Loho is a married woman and she's talking this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, women can get up on, these fucking platforms, these single 19-year-old women talking their dumb shit. Yeah, because they're fucking single and 19 and don't have a lot of life experience. They talking that dumb shit, right? Everybody has their talking dumb shit phase. But there becomes a point where, like, I'm like, okay, why are you still talking this dumb shit? And then especially after you get the man, after you're in the relationship, you're in the marriage, you know what I mean? The motherfucker's handling business, and then you still gotta let the world know, the fucking, 13% of shit that you're not going to do. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm here to tell you what I'm not going to do. Really? You're here to tell me what you're not going to do. Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary for you to be vocal about that shit? And y'all are so stupid with it. Because every time a black, y'all want to sit there and you want to talk about black men and throwing you under the bus, black men are saying this and that about you, black men hate themselves, they hate their mothers and everything else like that. Y'all get online and talk about all the shit you ain't gonna do for a nigga. And then here comes Ping Ping Mang Sing Ling Long, you know what I mean, from fucking Vietnam and shit. She listening to this shit and then she responds to your ass on social media. She's like, oh, I want a black man. Oh, it's just so easy to. All they gotta do is sit there, listen to a couple videos of black women, and everything a black woman says she's not gonna do, they just gotta do the opposite. They just gotta do the opposite or more of what or more of what black women, you know, the limited shit that they claim that they're going. Oh, come on. What you mean I can't park there? Fucking dumbass sign. Anyway, I got excited. I thought I had a spot. I was about to pull up right in the front. Damn. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just like, it's just, y'all make it so fucking easy. I really can't stand how y'all do that. You know, y'all get mad, but I'm like, y'all make it so easy. Like, it's just so shut the fuck up. You're so vocal with the shit. You know what I mean? And then us as black men, you know, like sometimes I'm like, I wish we would resist the shit because we can get bought for real cheap because we're like so deprived of shit. You know what I mean? You know, and then these other women, they come through and on some half-ass shit, like their half-ass is black women's best. I'm like, God damn it, why do y'all make it so easy for them to come through and fucking and do this shit? And like, it's just, why? Why do you make it so true when a black man says a whole bunch of positive things about you know, other races of women? Like, why do you make that shit so true? Niggas ain't lying. When they're talking about other races of women, they are not lying. They're not making it up. They're not pulling it out of their ass when they're like, oh, she did this for me and she did that for me. They're not lying. They're not. And again, and you know that they're not because y'all be on that, you know, y'all be on that, you know, she's weak. She's a weak. You know what I mean? Y'all be on that shit. When I came online, that's what y'all was talking about. We're not like those weak white women. Or now it's we're not like those weak other races of women. You know what I mean? We're not your slave. You know, it's always a shit. I'm like, y'all been saying that shit for like fucking 20 years online, man. I'm like, now everybody knows, you know, what it is you're about. And then you cry about your interracial relationship prospects. I'm like, why would anybody prioritize black women when like 90% of your conversation online is what you not gonna do, how a nigga ain't gonna tell you what to do. You know what I mean? And like that, like your whole presence online is one of defiance. It's not one of cooperation. Even when it comes to other races of men, you don't have a reputation known of being cooperative. White men are not making videos online like, you know, black women are just so cooperative and they just do X, Y, and Z so much better than Becky. Like, they don't come online saying no shit like that, nor does any other race of man. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have a reputation of being accommodating and all this other shit. I'm not saying that you don't have black women who are. You know what I'm saying? I've been with them. I've experienced it. But I'm just saying collectively, your reputation is not. Your reputation is always one of defiance and just making it a point to tell a nigga what you not is and ain't gonna do. It's just crazy. But anyway, that's all I got to say. That's my video, SWP out. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. I'm going to go out and have me a little good time.